this July 21st picks edition of the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at underdogfantasy.com. Promo code MLB SGPN. Welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Sunday, July the 20th. We are here to handicap a full slate of new series for Monday, July the 22nd. Joining me from somewhere alien to where he normally joins me from, and he can tell us why, is Mr. Dylan Rockford. D-Rock, get in the bunk bed. What you doing? I want to see you jump off that top bunk before the show's done.
I was just going to say, who doesn't love a nice backdrop bunk bed? I haven't had bunk beds since I was I don't know.
24.
24, 23. So, but no, I'm good. I'm up here in the mountains in upstate New York, kind of by like the capital, kind of by like Albany, New York. So it's been nice. Just enjoying the getaway. It's been good. My dog likes it. So I was woken up by a rooster this morning.
Oh, nice. The old cock-a-doodle-doo. Classic.
Yeah.
Ah, well done.
Classic. So it's been good. How are you?
I am all right. I think it's prudent to tell all the listeners, Dylan, why you are up there, because it was your 30th birthday. Is this correct? On Friday? You kept that a secret, mate. You didn't tell us it was upcoming. I would have showered you with gifts if I'd known.
No. Yeah.
Just no.
I did keep it. I'm not a big birthday guy. My girlfriend's been celebrating it all weekend for me, and I just want a nice dinner. That's all I want. But yeah, the big 3-0, and it's all down here from here, mate.
Whoa, don't say that. No, thank you very much. Remember, I'm the big 5-0 in about 2 months' time. I'm 2 months away from my 50th birthday, and you better had shower me with gifts. So get that in your diary. I'll not be playing it down, by the way. Well, hope you had a lovely birthday, mate. Do appreciate it. I've been watching the golf most of the weekend. Watched the Open. Was all right. I bet about 60 quid and won about 93 quid. So a little bit of profit. I have reinvested the winnings on the over in the Diamondbacks and the Cardinals right now. And my mate Miles Mikolas, the Lizard King, is trying his very best to get us there by himself. Eugenio Suarez has already hit 2 home runs by the 3rd inning. So he's absolutely on fire. So that is what we're sweating live as we speak. Eli was first in the chat. Eli, welcome along. Aaron's joined us. Aaron, how are you doing? Wags is in the chat as well. If you are in the chat, by all means, say hello and give us a few pointers. So I did the show on Thursday with Lonte. I've had an uneven start to the second half of the season. With Lonte, I went 5-10 for Friday's games. But then I did the show by myself on Friday, and I went 10-5. So I basically wasted everyone's time. I've gone 15-15 over the 2 nights with a 5-10 and then a 10-5. So what you're going to do, that's MLB gambling for you, Dylan. But hopefully we'll get some... we'll get some winners here. I'm just reading this message of Pink Nation in the chat. If you woke up with a contraption from the Saw movies and you had an inch of you and your mum and an inch of you and your dad, whoa, I'll be honest, Pink Nation, I'm not prepared to consider that on a Sunday night. I'm trying to relax, watch the football. Yeah, watch the baseball.
What a fucking question.
Yeah. We'll just... I'll get back to you, Big Nation. Give me a couple of weeks to get back to you. I'll try not to dwell on it. D-Rock, we will start on... I'll tell you what I was going to ask you before we started. New York Mets. The Mets fell over the finish line today, and I think they needed that win, by the way, didn't they? Because they'd been in a little bit of a slump, but that's just helped maybe right the ship a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, losing on David Wright Day yesterday was terrible. And they didn't just lose, they got their shit beat out of them. So not a good look on David Wright Day, trying to immortalize one of our greatest players in franchise history. So that wasn't good. Honestly, the first two games of the second half of the season wasn't good. They barely won today, but they needed this win going into a series now this next week coming up against the Angels. It's a series they got to win. A team that not really good at on the road. Mets are a good team at home, so we're seeing if we could bounce back. We got Kodai Senga on the mound tomorrow, so we will see. But we desperately needed this one today.
Yeah, it's a series on paper that they should win comfortably, but as we know, the Angels are just streaky. Lonte pointed this out to me a few weeks ago, and he's absolutely right. They've been hot this weekend in Philadelphia. They either scored none or 8. There's no middle ground for them. We'll start with the 6:40 Eastern first pitch between the Baltimore Orioles and the Cleveland Guardians, where Tomoyuki Sugano goes for the Orioles. Taking the ball for Cleveland will be Tanner Bybee, who are minus 135, plus 115 Baltimore, and the total sits at 8. Sugano was way off it pre-break, 16 earned runs in his last 3 starts. 6 in a row with minimum 3 earned runs given up. So not a great run of form for Sugano. But Tanner Bybee's a fairly similar game look, actually. 2, 4, 5, and 2 earned runs in his. But he has been reliable at home. I think that's really the key in this. A 2.57 home ERA. There wasn't much in this you can trust at all, actually. I think I've got Baltimore wrong both nights. I picked them to win when they lost. I picked them to lose, and they won in the series at Tampa. I locked up Cleveland with Logan Allen. They got beat the other night as well. But the Cleveland lineup are putting up slightly better numbers. They've won again today, the Sunday game. They put up 8 runs. They've got a good home record in Cleveland, and Baltimore bullpen have let plenty leads slip as well. So I think all in all, Cleveland at minus 135 will be my first play, Dylan.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I got a minus 132. I like the Guardians here at home. I never made them a minus 140 favorite. I do see it coming up to a minus 142 over on FanDuel, so the line is moving to our favor, but they've been the better team, I would say, in the second half. Small sample size so far, but their offense looks pretty good. You mentioned them scoring a bunch of runs today. And Tanner Bybee, in my opinion, I think he's been solid at home for the Guardians. He doesn't have the best record, but just a 2.57 ERA. Batters only hitting 217 off of him as well. Orioles, they do struggle on the road, hitting just 228 on the year. They're averaging around 3.62 runs as well. So Guardians have a borderline top 10 bullpen, and that's what came down. That's what came down for me in this handicap, because you mentioned it. Orioles, yes, they might have some leads, but their bullpen, you can never really trust them. I'm going to trust the Guardians here at home a little more, who are over 500 at home compared to the Orioles, who they struggle on the road. So yeah, minus 132, anything under a minus 140, I think it's a good price for the Guardians.
Yeah, you're right. The bullpen numbers were a factor, Dylan, into my decision. Completely agree. Nathan has joined us in the chat. Nathan's a winner chicken dinner this afternoon. 3-team parlay on Guardians, the Mets under, and the Twins first 5 money line. Beautiful that. And Callum has joined us in the chat. Callum rightly points out I am indeed the hardest working man on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. But you know me, I don't like to complain. I just get on with it. Working class hero, etc. Skrills from the curb. Skrills, nice to have you. We will move on to a 6:40 Eastern first pitch between the Detroit Tigers and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Detroit are officially TBD, but by all accounts, it will be Jack Flaherty. It's Paul Skeens Day for Pittsburgh. That makes them a minus 125 favourite. Plus 105 for Detroit. Total sits at 7. Dylan, do you want to back Pittsburgh minus 125?
I mean, I must have handicapped this whole thing wrong then. You said it's Paul Skeens and Jack Flaherty. I thought it was fucking Mitch Keller and Casey Mize. So anyway, yeah, minus 1. But the Pirates being a favorite, I get it. Paul Skeens minus 125, I get it. But, they are 1-9 straight up in their last 10. I know Detroit not playing the best ball either, but they are the better hitting team. They're hitting around 264 on the year as well. And they're averaging on the road almost 5 runs per game. So I get it. Paul Skeens is the better pitcher no matter who the Tigers throw out besides Skubal, but I'm probably going to have to take the plus money price here with the Tigers. I just don't trust the offense for Pittsburgh to muster up a few runs. So maybe if you are feeling the Buccos, maybe in the first 5 I would back them, but full game I'm going to back the Tigers here at plus money.
I completely agree with you. The Pittsburgh have just been shellacked 3 days in a row off the White Sox by an aggregate of about 600 runs. You can't back them at minus 125. I don't care who's pitching. Flaherty's stabilising slightly. He hasn't been great, but better. 2, 2, 3, and 3 earned runs in his last four starts. But he has given up 19 home runs as well, which is the most out of any Detroit pitcher. And they're on a 6-game losing streak, although they were going into Sunday. Skeens is Skeens, we know this, but after 3 consecutive hammerings against the White Sox, backing them at minus 125 just isn't an option. Detroit are a good team, so yeah, we'll take Detroit at plus 105. Joe Dollar is in the chat. Joe Dollar is spotting things, is what he's doing. He spotted my Italy shirt. Italy number 20. But it's really old, Joe. Do you know what? I'll let you in a little secret there. This is my missus' shirt. She used to wear this for hockey at school. She used to, this was her school, PE. What would you call it? Phys ed. She would wear this. So this shirt must be 25 years old, mate. And I'm still rocking. She's not a fat lass, by the way. It's just, it's just quite a big shirt. Don't worry about that. So yeah, you can have Callum. You can say Callum's the football guy. It's not Violi, you're wrong. But I'll give you 5 minutes to guess who it
Juju
is.
Buffon.
No, wrong position. Wrong position, Dylan. You're not bad. Yeah, mid-90s, early 2000s.
It's the only player I know.
Roma legend. I'll give you a clue. 6:40 Eastern is the San Diego Padres at the Miami Marlins. San Diego officially TBD, but we think it's Randy Vasquez, while Miami will throw Yuri Perez. Minus 130 for the Marlins. The Padres are plus 110 and the total is at 8. Handicap changed ever so slightly tonight with the Padres scored some runs and won. Miami gave up a lot of runs and lost, because before that, I was really quite confident and happy with the play for Miami, because I'm in a good happy run of form picking Miami. They've been winning games. I'm in a happy run of form picking Perez. They've been winning games. The Marlins had won 4 in a row. Perez have won 4 in a row of his starts. He's had 36 runs of support in those 4 games. In his last home start was 6 scoreless against the Twins. Randy Vasquez is pretty steady. The Padres have won his last 4 starts as well. But like I say, I'm into backing Miami currently. Minus 130 isn't the best price I've had them at recently. But I'm going to take them. I do love Perez. He's very easy to root for. He's a bit of a physical anomaly. He's an absolute giant. So he's fun to watch, and I'll try and cheer home a winner here with Miami, Dylan.
Yeah, I agree. I'm on Miami's side as well. I made him a minus 135 favorite here, so it's right at my number. But I agree personally. I don't think a lot separates these two teams. I think the pitching and bullpen slightly goes to the Padres, but offensively, I think Miami is the better club and more consistently as well. Maybe not today because Padres mustered up some runs, but I think Miami is the better team right now, especially at home. I think they have the pitching advantage in this matchup with Perez, who he's been great at home for the Marlins. 2.53 ERA, no home runs given up. Batters only hitting a $132 off of him as well. Fish are 5-2 straight up in his 7 starts. He's only given up more than 3 runs 1 time, and it was on the road in his first start. So walks are down as well. I think the Fish should win this game, especially because Randy Vasquez, he struggles on the road. Padres, they're only hitting 243 away from San Diego as well. So all signs lead to Miami. I think Miami's a sneaky team as well. So I think there are a lot of spots where we could back them, especially at home. So yeah, I agree. I'm on Miami.
Okay, team right on the Fish. The SGPN app is the best place to get all of your SGPN favourite podcasts, including, I'm just going to plug my own show, the Premier League Gambling Podcast, which is all the fun. 6:45 Eastern first pitch. The Cincinnati Reds are at the Washington Nationals. It will be Brady Singer for the Reds. Yeah, that's right. The Nationals are going to throw Jake Irvin, and Washington plus 115 at home. Cincinnati minus 135. Dylan, the total is 9.
Would you like Cracker Barrel? There's a
what is
restaurant.
It? I don't know.
I feel like I don't want to say the wrong thing. I've only had it once, but it's like it isn't that good. Don't.
Oh
like
no, Dylan.
She loves it. I'm not a big Cracker Barrel fan, but it's okay.
Are you actually whispering in case you're
in case she's listening? Yeah, exactly. But for this game, I made the Reds a favorite, minus 135. They're sitting at minus 130 over on FanDuel. But Jake Irving, I think he's just a much different pitcher at home than he is on the road. He hasn't given up more than 3 runs at home since April 9th, and it was to the Dodgers, so you could kind of let that one go. But I don't know. I think first 5, the Nationals plus a half, I think they're going to be live. I really worry about their bullpen, so I kind of want to eliminate them from the equation. Nationals first 5, I feel like if they could get 2 or 3 runs from Brady Singer, which is very plausible, I think Jake Irving will do his job and take care of the rest and keep them in the game at home. So, yeah, I'll take the Nationals first 5 plus a half. I think that's a sneaky play. I'm not the biggest fan of Brady Singer.
I just couldn't really pull the trigger on the Nationals here. Singer's steady, 3-2, 2-4 earned runs recently. Game totals in his last 5 games, 7-6, 8-8, 7. Just a very middling line for Brady Singer, which kind of helps you. You're not going to get a huge variance game out of him. There wasn't much at the extremities of this game to help you find a betting angle. Irvin's last start was at the Brewers on July the 13th. It was all right, but before that, he'd actually been really poor. The facts are here. This is rather than the stats. From my point of view, I can bet Singer in certain spots. I can bet the Reds in certain spots. 4-game winning streak before a tight defeat tonight. But I don't want to back Irvin. Washington are 2-8 in the last 10. They're averaging 3.7 runs per game at national parks in July. So Cincinnati was the percentage play. Not hugely attractive, but that's my play further down the list. I've just loaded up the Cracker Barrel website to have a look at the menu, and it's geolocated me out. I'm not even allowed to read for some reason. It just says this request is blocked. So I'm not even allowed to read what you people are eating, let alone eat it. That's disappointing. You just whispering there, Dylan, so your last didn't hear you, made me think of something that happened yesterday. I took my mum and my dad's friend was having an 80th birthday party. Oh, so I said I would taxi my mum and dad down because it was a long way away. It was 6 or 7 miles, but saved them getting the bus or the train. I taxied my mum and dad down. I sat in the corner and was just quiet while they had cake and sandwiches and whatever. But my dad had found a photo of him and his friend when they started work together in 1962. And they went on holiday together. Do you have holiday camps? I suppose old-fashioned 1960s style holiday camps where people go and they stay in these little chalet things. And there's a dance every night in a swimming pool and it's by the beach. So they'd been on this holiday in 1962. My dad had a photograph of them all together. But on the back of the photograph, he had a girl's name and address, telephone number. And he showed me, and he was like, don't show your mother this photograph. I was like, Dad, it was literally 63 years ago. I don't think she's going to be bothered.
It doesn't matter. Women don't care.
You think she'd have gone crazy?
No, yes. She would. And then her and your dad would have had each other. It doesn't matter. Girls are so fucking jealous.
My dad hiding this photograph in the inside pocket of his jacket.
Smart man. He was saving himself a talking to or an argument when he got home. He didn't want that.
Forget the phone number in 1962. I mean, that's a long time. I certainly should have given her knocked on the door on the way back. She doesn't live too far from here. She's quite round the corner. She might have a daughter, Dylan, or for me, granddaughter for you. We could have. You never know, do you? Keep your options open.
Exactly. Oh, man.
If you think you know ball, enter Circa's football contest, $21 million in guaranteed prizes. There's no rake. If entries go above the guarantee, all extra money goes in the prize pool. Circa Million is 5 teams, ATS every week, or the ultimate sweat in Survivor. You've got to register in person at Circa Sportsbook in Nevada. But you can use our proxy to play from anywhere. Go to footballcontest.com, use promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. And we're brought to you by mybookie.ag, the place to bet on every sport, including MLB, WNBA, golf, and football futures. Loads of locations accepted. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. T's and C's apply at mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. 6:45 Eastern, first pitch between the Boston Red Sox and the Philadelphia Phillies. Walker Buehler goes for the Red Sox. For the Phillies, it will be Zach Wheeler. Short price favourites, the Phillies here. They are minus 210. Boston plus 175. Total here is 8.5. Initial reaction is that Philly are getting beat quite a bit recently. Not the Angels have taken games off them, and Boston have been on a really hot streak. So minus 210 against plus 175 kind of does make you think that Boston might be live here. Walker Buehler hasn't pitched since July the 10th, so a long break for him. But his June and July ERA were terrible. His road ERA is up above 8. Wheeler has had kind of an equally long break, but he did have a good first half. 9-3 record, 2.36 ERA. That comes down to 191 at home with a 6-1 record. Philly scored 14 runs Friday and Saturday. Boston scored once. I'll just check what's going on the Sunday games, because I think Philly got turned over, didn't they? Boston won 6-1. And Philly lost 8-2, so that kind of flies in the face of that. Look, Philly continue at home here, where they have had the Ryan and scored some runs. Buehler does look a little bit vulnerable. So I'll take out the sides, and I was happy to stick with the Philadelphia team total.
Yeah, I like the Phillies here. I made them a minus 215 favorite, to be exact. I agree. I think the Red Sox have been one of the hottest teams, but they have struggled offensively here early in the second half of the season so far. And if they can't score runs, I think this team is doomed, honestly, especially in this matchup against Wheeler, who, I mean, he's been one of the best pitchers in the league, especially at home. 6-1. He has a 191 ERA. He's limiting batters to just 164 at home hitting. So I just think the Red Sox are in trouble in this game. I don't see them scoring runs. And I see Buehler giving up at least 4 or 5 himself. So I love the team total over for the Phillies here in this spot. But I'm going to take the Phillies on the run line, minus 108. I think that's a very short price. So, yeah, I don't mind Phillies on the run line here.
Joe Dollar has gone for a little bit of everything here, building a same game parlay by the looks. Philly minus a half first 5, Buehler over 2.5 earned runs, and Wheeler over 9.5 strikeouts. Callum. Bosh, Dylan.
What's that?
Callum's officially given up on guessing the shirt. I would turn around and show you. It's Francesco Totti is the answer.
Legend.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I did say, I used the word legend. I mean, probably the most legendary of all, and he was quite popular with the ladies, which is probably why my lass had a Francesco Totti shirt back in the day.
Most Italians are.
That is very true, yeah. The Cardinals have loaded the bases with no outs. We might cash a ticket in the next 45 seconds if Brendan Donovan can put back to ball.
How about that Rays game? Do you have a live number on that? Because I took the Rays on the money line today, but I know they hit a home run in the 9th inning. Is it Let
me have a little look. I can find it for you.
No, they lost 5-3. They fucking
Oh, hope springs eternal, mate. You were in 10 seconds you were in the game, and then you weren't.
And then I wasn't. I was hoping for the bullpen. We were talking about how bad the bullpen is for
Baltimore. True story. Well, I am about 40 seconds behind everyone else because I'm on the dodgy stick. So no spoilers. I will be unimpressed. 7:07 Eastern is the New York Yankees at the Toronto Blue Jays. Left-handed pitcher Carlos Rodon for the Yankees. Kevin Gausman goes for the Blue Jays, who are even money at home. -120 the Yankees. Total, Dylan, 8.5.
Yeah, it's hard not to back the Blue Jays right now. I mean, they're picking up right where they left off before All-Star break. They just swept the Giants. Now they get the Yankees back at home, and I think the Blue Jays, their offense continues to impress. They're hitting 275 at home. They scored a total of over 20 runs over the weekend. And let's not forget, the Blue Jays have owned the Yankees this season. 5-2 straight up in the 7 games. They've won 4 straight against the Yankees. I'm still not a fan of the Yankees bullpen. I don't think they're that good. Rodon, he's not the same pitcher on the road than he is at home. So I would love a better number because I did make the Yankees a -120 favorite. I would love a little better of a price, but it has to be Blue Jays or pass for me.
You are absolutely right, Dylan. It has to be Blue Jays or pass. It goes back a little bit to that Reds national games where do I want to back the Yankees? And the answer is no. They have got one tonight, got a win tonight against the Braves, but I think that was more by luck than judgment as well. Rodon's pretty inconsistent, but okay. The Yankees, lucky not to have lost game 2 actually in Atlanta, having lost game 1 quite comfortably. And I'm still just not drawn to betting them. 3 of 4 of Rodon's last 4 starts, they've lost at -142, -144, -166. So the Yankees are repeatedly getting turned over. Rodon's repeatedly getting turned over at these short prices. And Joe points out, Jays at home are a juggernaut. Gausman is steady if unspectacular, but the Blue Jays are ticking over nicely. They already won the home series against the Giants, and they can keep rolling here. Completely agree, team-wide on the Blue Jays at even money. A little fielder's choice gets 1 run for the Cardinals, 5-2. We are inch by inch getting all the way there. Next up is the LA Angels at the New York Mets, 7:10 Eastern. First pitch, Tyler Anderson, left-handed pitcher for the Halos, will take on Kodai Senga of the New York Mets. The Mets go off -200 favourites. The Angels are +165, and the total sits at 8.5. Anderson, he is what he is. Don't mind him occasionally. Mid-40 ERA, 144 whip, 547 road ERA. Doesn't really appeal much. The one thing that puts me off here is how streaky the Angels are. Like I say, Lonte's brought this up and he's kind of got into my head a little bit with it, and he's absolutely right. Demonstrated by this weekend series for them against Philadelphia. But Kodai Senga's been outstanding. 1 earned run over his last 3 starts, 2 earned runs or fewer in 13 of his 14 starts this season. Mets bat's not too hot here, so I prefer an ugly run line win rather than Mets blowing them out. They might get there 4-1, 5-1, something like that. So I'll take the Mets on the run line, Dylan.
Yeah, I agree. Call me crazy, but at +114, I think the Mets run line has value, especially with Senga on the mound. You mentioned how good he's been, especially at home. 0.96 ERA at home this season. Batters are only hitting $194 off of him as well in Queens this season. And I mean, Angels, they struggled. I mean, Lonte said it perfectly. They're just a very streaky team. They struggle to hit on the road. They're hitting around 232 on the year. And then they get Kodai Senga, who's one of the best pitchers in baseball right now. And I think he'll go more than 4 innings. I know they're kind of easing him in. I do think he'll go more than 4 innings, maybe 5 or 6 this time around. But I agree. I mean, Tyler Anderson's not really someone I want to back on the road either. At home, I don't really mind him in certain situations, but I don't like this spot here for the Angels or Tyler Anderson. So yeah, Mets run line +114, I think is good value.
Everybody is all over the New York Mets. 7:15 Eastern. The San Francisco Giants at the Atlanta Braves. Hayden Birdsong for the Giants. The Atlanta Braves are throwing Bryce Elder. Is it now confirmed? Yes. Did see Davis Daniel earlier on. But yeah, Bryce Elder going for the Braves. Minus 135 favourites. Plus 115 San Francisco. Total of 9, D-Rock.
Yeah, so I did have Davis Daniels when I was handicapping it. To be honest, I don't want to bet either team. I hate backing both of these teams. They're both on my do not bet list. Did you see that loss? I think you mentioned it earlier. That loss on Saturday to the Yankees for the Braves. That's a fireable offense. That is very bad. I'm not a fan of either pitcher, even Bryce Elder. He's worse, I think, than Davis and Daniel. But Birdsong has been better on the road for the Giants than at home. So he just gave up 1 run in his last start versus the A's. And plus, the Braves have been an under team this whole year, 28-17 towards the under. So I see a 9.5 around. So shop around, but 9.5 seems a lot for these two teams, especially offenses who have been shaky. So I'll take the under, if anything. Fade both of these offenses.
I was just quite happy to fade Hayden Birdsong as it happens. Birdsong did okay at the A's last time, but after a decent first few weeks of the season, I think he's trending in the wrong direction for me. He was on a 4-game losing streak before snapping that at the A's. Elder has been getting hit around every start too, but I think he's priced up basically on the potential. Bryce Elder has shown it a little bit. I think an Atlanta team total over. They've shit the bed a little bit on this Sunday, but say in the middle of a home stand, they've shown enough for me. And I think they can get the Birdsong. The Giants aren't really an appealing betting proposition at the moment, struggling a little bit on this road trip. They travel again from Toronto to Atlanta. Is that the travel spot they're in at the moment? In Atlanta, I think can get to Birdsong tomorrow. So I'll take an Atlanta team total, which will be 5, I reckon, 4.5, 5, something like that. We can see some runs. We'll move on. Let me tell you about Underdog Best Ball Mania, happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Use our code MLB SGPN to claim a special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code MLB SGPN. And you've heard us talk about rhythm plenty on the show before, but they've just dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trends, essentially the best of what their house model has to offer. These are AI-detected patterns, consistent winners with a high ROI. Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. MLB Power Trends are hitting 63% of the time. WNBA Power Trends hitting 63% of the time. So get your 7-day free trial at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
By the way, did you see Barry's picture? Oh my God. Champion.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, geez.
Barry hosts the MLB show with me. Yeah, he runs his under 16 girls soccer team somewhere in Nottingham, and yeah, they won a pre-season tournament today. He had a big trophy and a big smile, didn't he?
Oh my! I was just gonna say a big smile out of the lad. Oh, so happy for him.
Big trophy, big smile, and a big red head is what he had as well. If Barry looks at the sun so much as looks at the sun, he just turns red. He doesn't have to go outside. He doesn't have to... I mean, he could get sunburned in snow. He just looks out the window and he gets a big red canister for a head. Next up, 7:35 Eastern, Chicago White Sox, Tampa Bay Rays. Sean Burke goes for the White Sox and Shane Baz has the start for the Tampa Bay Rays. Another $2 favourites here. The Rays, the White Sox plus 165. And the total is 9. I think I'm going to have to play the White Sox, They've scored a shit ton of runs. As you know, I've done the 2 shows since the break, the show for Friday, the show for Saturday. On both shows, I highlighted how terrible the White Sox offense is on the road. And they've scored 10, 12 and 10 or something while I highlighted that. So the White Sox have made fools of me. Sean Burke has been absolutely fine little bit worse on the road. We know this. But he's reliable enough, I think. And Shane Bass hasn't enjoyed pitching in this little ballpark in Steinbrenner Field. 10 games started there for Baz, 5.47 ERA. The White Sox are hot. They've got to have a chance at plus 165, Dylan.
Yeah, no, I would agree, especially at this price. I see plus 176 as well. I only made the Rays a minus 150 favorite. So the way the White Sox have been playing right now, I don't fault anyone for taking a little pizza bet on them. But kind of like the 9, under 9 at minus 115. I made my total 8.4. I think Shane Bass has been much better these past few games. He hasn't given up more than 3 runs in 4 straight games, and all 4 of those games have gone under the total as well. I'm going to say it, but hopefully it doesn't backfire on me. But White Sox are only averaging around 3.37 runs per game on the road. And Shane Bass has been much better. I just don't see many runs in this game. Shane Smith has been much better as well. He does struggle a little bit on the road, but I think under is the play. But plus 176, the value is there for the White Sox. I agree.
Okay, the next 2 games here are the 2 games that are off the board here. Genuine, no idea what the pitchers are doing for a couple of the clubs involved. First up, we have the Kansas City Royals at the Chicago Cubs, 8:05 Eastern. Left-handed pitcher Noah Cameron, we know confirmed for the Royals, but the Cubs are TBD. I've seen no odds on this at all. Noah Cameron has been very good. Only 2 earned runs in 18 1/3 inning across his last 3 starts. 5 starts on the road, 0.93 ERA, Noah Cameron. Hard to argue with that. No Cubs pitcher, but I think Cameron will be fine against them. The Royals did take game 3 against Miami. They needed a win, actually, a bit like the New York Mets today. But that doesn't really make me want to bet them anymore. If you can find an angle on Cameron going okay, Cubs team total first 5 under, something like that. Cubs have been playing well, 4-game winning streak before they got rolled over Sunday afternoon by the Red Sox. But apart from that, Dylan, not much on this.
Yeah, no lines, but it is Noah Cameron confirmed for Kansas City. I think it might be Chris Flexen for the Cubs. Okay. I saw that name, but if it is so, I did make the Cubs a minus 150 favorite. The Cubs are a wagon right now at home. They have a great bullpen, one of the best offenses in the league, and Royals stink on the road. And as good as Cameron has been on the road, I just think facing this Cubs team who are playing really good right now, I think it's different than what Cameron has faced right now. So I'm not in the business of backing the Royals here. I know Noah Cameron is pretty good on the road. I don't have faith in him against this Cubs offense. So, yeah, anything under a minus 150, if it is Chris Flexen, I don't mind taking a swing on them.
Yeah, Royals first 5, Joe's suggesting, which is kind of similar to my Chicago team total first 500, just the way of factoring Cameron in, because I do think he can be okay. The second of these 2 games without the lines is the Athletics at the Texas Rangers, which is at 8:05 Eastern. First pitch, Jacob Lopez for the Athletics is confirmed. Texas TBD as well, completely. I have got lines on this one, however. Texas minus 160. The A's plus 135 and a total of 9, Dylan. So can you give us much on this?
Yeah, I'm going to take the under 9 as it seems extremely high for these 2 pitches. The Battle of the Jacobs, we also had the Battle of Shanes earlier, but Jacob deGrom and Jacob Lopez, they're 2 solid pitchers. Lopez numbers aren't the best on the road, but they haven't been terrible at all, in my opinion. 5 of his last 7 starts have gone under this total, so a lot of low-scoring games here for the Athletics. He's only given up more than 3 runs 2 times this season, and one of those times was at home. On the road, I think he's been just fine, and we know how good deGrom has been. He's been dominant at home, so I see like a 4-1, 4-2 type game. Maybe take the A's team total under. deGrom has only allowed more than 2 runs at home 1 time this year, so I think we see a low-scoring game. 9 seems extremely high for me, so minus 120, it's a little chalky, but I do like the under here.
Okay, so I hadn't seen deGrom listed at all, but now you've mentioned that, I completely agree with you on the total. That would make sense. I agree. I love the call about the 4-1, 4-2 home victory, because we know we're getting out of DeGrom. He's been absolutely outstanding. I think I would like to take the A's with maybe any other Texas pitcher starting at plus 135 because Lopez has been fine. Like you say, he keeps them in the game. They've won 4 out of his last 5. Relatively low scoring. There's a couple of 10s in there, but 4-3, 3-0, 6-2, stuff like that. So we're getting that under 9. But I think he'll be fine. And Texas still haven't put this offense together consistently. So yeah, under 9, Dylan, team right on the A's against the Rangers. 8:40. Eastern, the St. Louis Cardinals are in Coors Field to take on the Colorado Rockies, where Michael McGreevy takes the ball for the Cardinals. Left-handed pitcher Austin Gomber for the Rockies. Plus 120 Colorado, minus 140 St. Louis. Total here is 11.5. Michael McGreevy has been at AAA Memphis. Will get called up to start this one. The Cardinals, they originally listed Matthew Liberatore, but they're pushing him back a day. Libby's going back. The Cardinals starting pitching has been a right mess. Their ERA starters has been way high. I mean, we're sitting right now watching Miles Mikolas getting lit up. Sonny Gray on the road being absolutely unbackable. Took them over all weekend in the Diamondback series, and it was absolutely fine. This will be McGreevy's 5th appearance. 2 of the 4 have been poor in high-scoring games. Does look slightly vulnerable. Obviously, it's an alien spot here in Coors Field as well. Austin Gomber has had 6 starts now. His surface numbers are horrible, but that's pretty much exclusively tied to 1 9 earned run start against the Diamondbacks. Against Houston at home, against the Dodgers at home, he's pitched all right. And I think he can give the Rockies a chance here. St. Louis lost twice against Arizona over the weekend, are about to, unless something happens, go down a 3rd time. They'd lost 3 in a row to the Cubs before that. They're just not played particularly well. Bit of a risk, but I don't mind plus 120 with the Rockies here, Dylan.
Yeah, plus 122 I'm seeing, so shop around. I don't mind that as well. Both teams aren't playing good, but you mentioned how bad the pitching has been for St. Louis, and I agree. I set my total at 11.8, so I think we're going to see some runs. I'm starting to see some 12s out there as well for the total, so shop around. But Austin Gomber, on the other hand, he stinks as well, and he's going against the Cardinals who – Look at the total. I mean, an all high-scoring games again today. I don't want to jinx your total, but I just don't see this game being any different. Gomber has a 7.36 ERA at home. Batters hitting almost 400 off of him. I mean, he is terrible. And a guy getting called up from AAA, I don't see it ending well for him either. Going up to elevation, I don't think this is a good spot for him. So, yeah, I like the over. Maybe a team total over for the Rockies. I think we see some runs here. So, yeah, I like the over.
This total is getting a little bit
close
high to call now. 5-2, bottom 6. I think the innings are starting to catch up with the number of runs, which isn't what I wanted to see. So let's see if we can get over before we finish this in about 15 minutes or so. 9:40 Eastern. Houston Astros at the Arizona Diamondbacks. Left-handed pitcher Colton Gordon for Houston. Zach Gallen goes for the Diamondbacks. So a minus 150, plus 125 Houston. Total is 9, Dylan.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Hunter Brown, but they pushed him towards today. I mean, at plus 130, I feel like you got to take the Astros. I know they're not playing the best, but I couldn't get away from the value here. Zach Gallen is not someone I want to back at. In general, he just hasn't been good at home. They shouldn't be this big of a favorite, minus 138, in my opinion. I know they won 3 in a row, but he's backed up by a bottom 5 bullpen as well. And Gordon has been all right on the road. I think this is a good spot for the Astros to get their offense going a little bit. So for pure value, I'm going to take the Astros here at plus 130.
I think this total is way low. I think it's a good spot for both offenses to get going, Dylan. Colton Gordon is interesting because he's shown flashes here and there. Not too bad, but also shown some vulnerability, particularly on the road, where he allows too many base runners. Zach Gallen, inconsistent. 6 0-1, 5-7 earned runs in his last 5 starts. I do like, actually, how the Diamondbacks offense have kind of attacked the second half so far. Just a little bit of a change of approach. That 2023 D-backs team was all chaotic base running, stealing bases, stuff like that. And they've kind of switched back. And now they're having a little go. All right, tiny little sample. But they're stealing a few more bags. Like I say, Eugenio Suarez is absolutely on fire. And Corbin Carroll hits a triple every day. So there's runs to be had here. A little bit more small ball for the Diamondbacks. Gordon vulnerable. And you can't trust Gallon. You're absolutely right. So I'll take it over 9. Joe's asking me what my bet is in this game. It's over 9.5, Joe. So we're sitting at 5-2, bottom 6. So it's in the balance. It is very much in the balance, Joe. 9:40 Eastern, the Milwaukee Brewers at the Seattle Mariners. Probably the pitching matchup of the day in this one, between Brandon Woodruff for the Brew Crew and George Kirby for Seattle. Even money, the Brewers, -120 Seattle. The total sits at 7. It's a low total. I think it's low for a particularly good reason. Two hot teams here. 9-game winning streak for the Brewers, although that might get snapped as we speak. The Mariners' 5-game winning streak going into Sunday's games. Brandon Woodruff, 2 starts back from injury. No notes on him. 2 wins, 10 strikeouts last time against the Nationals. Kirby's last 2 starts have been very good. He's set up for a big second half, George Kirby. We'll be looking to bet him in a lot of spots in the second half. It's just really hard to take on the Brewers when they're so hot at the moment. So the total is low, but we've got 2 spot-on pitchers here. And 2 excellent bullpens can back them up as well. So I think we can see a low-scoring game. We'll see a 3-2 here, D-Rock. I'll take under 7.
Yeah, I even see some 6.5s out there as well. So shop around. Both teams are extremely hot right now. I'm going to take the Mariners here. My numbers made them a -120 favorite. Should be a close, to your point, low-scoring game. I agree. I think the second half, we're going to see a better George Kirby. Numbers are really starting to go in his favor. He's been really solid for them. Ever since the beginning of June, I think he's really started to turn it around. Mariners are 6-1 in his last 7 starts straight up. Their bullpen has looked good, much better than the Brewers, in my opinion. And I would say offenses are kind of identical. So in a coin flip game, I got to take the home team and the Mariners here. Mariners killed me today. Had them first 5 -0.5, up 3-0 in the top 5. Astros tie at 3-3. So fuck there. But anyway, I'm going to take the Mariners here. I like George Kirby. I agree.
Dylan talking through his pocket there. Adam likes the Mariners at home. Travel spot for nearly everybody, Adam points out. Final game is a Cowboy time, 10:10 Eastern first pitch. The Minnesota Twins are at the Los Angeles Dodgers. David Fester for the Twins. Shohei Ohtani for the Dodgers. -220 for the Dodgers. +180 the Twins. Total is 9. Dylan, finish us off with a winner.
Gonna fade the guy from New Jersey, David Festa. He has been terrible for the Twins. And I don't really like backing the Twins on the road either. They're kind of like the Rangers, where they just don't get a lot of runs. 19-31 straight up, where Dodgers, I know they're not playing good baseball. They lost the first 2 coming out of the break. They're 2-8 in their last 10 going back to the first half. But at home, they're a wagon. They got one of their best pitchers in Shohei, who has been shoving for them. On the run line, plus money against the Twins, I gotta take it. +105, I'm seeing. So yeah, I'll take a little small pizza bet on the Dodgers -1.5 at +105.
That is a big price. I'm still a little bit, not obsessed, sorry. I'll get a little bit seduced by David Fester. I like him. I'm still hopeful, is maybe the word I'd use now, that David Fester can get it going. He's shown flashes. A couple of good wins in July. Wins at Detroit and at home against the Cubs. Ohtani, 3 innings last time he went. He's building up. He's gone from 1 to 2 to 3. I think we'll see a similar thing here. But he's been absolutely fine, and the Dodgers bullpen have backed him up as well. I'm going to take Fester out of it. I think that's the compliment I'll pay him this time. I don't want to take him, but I'll take him out of... I won't fade him. I'm not convinced by this Twins lineup. The runs per game's down, the batting average is down. They don't walk. They're not stealing bases. The Dodgers can shut them down here. Ohtani for 3 innings, and then the rest of the bullpen for another 6. So I'm going to take a Minnesota team total under in this one. D-Rock, 15 games in the bag. Find us a lock and a dog, please.
Yeah, so I gave you guys some dogs that I like. Astros, Mets, even the Dodgers, a little small dog as well. I'm going to take the Mets here as my dog. I'll start with their plus 114 with Kodai Senga against Tyler Anderson. I just think at home, getting a win, maybe that's all they needed today. It's like a basketball player. They just need to find one, put one in the net. Mets needed a win. Wasn't a good win, but we'll take anyone we could get. Kodai Senga at home has been lights out. And against a streaky team like the Angels, I think this is a good spot for them. So at plus 114, I will take the Mets minus 1.5. As my lock, I'm going to take the Phillies. I'm going to take the Phillies minus 1.5 against the Red Sox. If the Red Sox aren't scoring a bunch of runs, they're doomed. Like I said, I think this is a very offensive-driven team. So going up against one of the best pitchers in baseball like Zach Wheeler, I just don't see a recipe or a scenario where they're going to get a bunch of runs, especially when they're throwing Walker Buehler, who is not the best pitcher in my opinion. So I think he'll give up at least 4 or 5 runs himself. So I'm going to take the Phillies on the run line minus 108 as my lock.
Okay, thank you. My lock will be that total between the Astros and the Diamondbacks. Don't want Gordon particularly, don't want Gallen. Do want the Arizona bats. And like I say, Houston can get to Zach Gallen. So over 9 for me there. I think my underdog has to be the White Sox. They're relatively hot. Plus 165 is a good price against a pitcher who has not enjoyed at all pitching in that little home park that they are using down there in Florida. And my home run prop, we've got a pitcher on the slate tomorrow who's given up the second most home runs in MLB, and it's Jake Irvin of Washington. 20 starts, has given up 22 home runs, which means we're going to the Cincinnati Reds to see who can hit a dinger. The obvious one is Ellie. But I tell you, Matt McClain has been heating up lately. I think Matt McClain's going to do some bits for us in the second half. So let's get him on side. A Matt McClain home run for me. D-Rock? I can't hear you, D-Rock.
Sorry, I muted myself. I was either going to take Shohei or I was going to take Vlad. Vlad going against Carlos Rodon, and they rake at home. So I'll go with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He just hit one today. Think he'll go back-to-back. I'll take Vlad.
Lovely. Okay then, mate. So the rest of Sunday, what does that look like in upstate New York? Are you in New Jersey?
No,
did you say
upstate New York. I'm about 2.5 hours from my home. Gonna go get some I had a nice steak dinner yesterday. Oh, it was fantastic. Tonight, I don't know what I'm gonna get. We'll talk to the missus, we'll see what's up, and then end the night with some ice cream. I just watched for the first time The Sound of Music.
Oh my god.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Oh,
really?
I have to say that. No, but I'm serious. It was a good movie.
I'm not sure. I'm not a big fan of the old musical, anything like. The big question, Dylan, is who's on the top bunk and who's on the bottom bunk?
Oh, I'm always on the top.
Okay, we leave that there. This is a family show. Thanks, D-Rock. Enjoy the rest of your whatever the fuck's going on. Thanks everyone who joined us in the chat because it was a ton of fun. Back next week, Scott will be back from Florida, so we will sort the schedule out and bring you a load of winners and losers and have fun doing it next week. Good luck, everybody, with your bets. We will see you all down the road. Cheers.